Yo.
Ew.
What's up, fellas?
Hey,
Ladies,
Rob,
what
how
up?
you doing?
anyone
What
out
up?
there? We're coming to you live from the Coop. The Northeast boys are on the stage. I'm Mike Meech. That's Eric Fink to my right. And back in the storage room, we got Rocky. And we didn't put him back in the storage room because he's on punishment or anything. It's just acoustically, it didn't work too well with him being out here with us or on the couch. So we're all in the same room. We're all hanging out. And
Kind of.
We're not in the same room. We're in the same building. Same.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's
You guys got me back here in the fucking storage room with the defunct NBA Jam
the broken
machine
NBA Jam cabinet.
and fucking Rendelli 3 foot hoagie box from.
Yeah, but we gave you a couple beers, so you'll be all right for a little while.
Yeah. If you hear me
Yeah,
knocking on the door, then send help.
If you're tuning in tonight, you'll happen to notice that our host is missing. He's not here tonight. He's still in Barbados on vacation with his lovely family.
Must be nice.
Yeah, so he was out to dinner, and he said he might check in a little bit later and join us. But right now, guys, I mean, when I'm hosting, there's no rules. We can, like, Jesse doesn't let us curse or drink when we do this.
Shit.
Yeah, see, fuck. Yeah, we can do whatever we want now, guys. We can smoke cigarettes. You got anyone bring cigarettes?
No, sorry.
Yeah, it's like when your parents left the house for the weekend. It's a party in here, and there's no one to supervise us, and it's going to be a fun show. We got Todd Zalecki coming on in about 15-20 minutes.
Love Todd, great guy.
To talk upcoming Phillies season. We got the Chili bets. Hopefully, we'll get a live bet from the Sixers game. That'll probably go to halftime around 8:30 or so. But in the meantime, guys, I don't know.
What are we talking about?
Well, listen, I want to wish everyone a belated happy Air Max Day. Yesterday was was Air Max Day. Did you do anything for it? Did you get together with your family? And
Yes, we cleaned our Air Maxes together. Yeah. It's like a little family tradition that we have every year.
I actually, in celebration of Air Max Day, I wore the Neon 95s tonight.
Oh, nice.
I like those.
Yeah, those are classics.
Yeah, I'm not a big Air Max kind of guy, actually. So
Me neither.
I'm not sure if I even have any Air Maxes. I'm
It's not
probably
going
got
to
a pair
surprise
too.
you guys, but I love Air Maxes.
Yeah.
I know it probably surprises nobody. I look like someone who would enjoy Air Maxes.
I mean, everyone likes Air Max.
There's
not a certain
You
look.
too just said you guys don't like Air Maxes.
Well,
I didn't say I don't like them. I
like
just said
Air Maxes. I like the classic. I like the 97 silver bullets. I like the Neon 95s. But I'm not a big fan of the Air Max 90s or Air Max 1s.
The ones are the ones.
Trip inside my mind right there. My deranged mind.
Meech hates Air Maxes.
But I do love that Air Max Day was completely made up by Nike about a decade ago. And they're still going with it.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, guys, we had a lot of gambling talk in sports lately. Have you heard all the stories? Like Shohei is
Guilty.
Guilty
That
as a
man
motherfucker.
knows a lot more than he's saying, and I do not believe a damn thing he has to say.
Listen,
There's
zero chance an interpreter could get a hold of $4.5 million
Seriously.
without Shohei knowing or signing off on it.
Yeah,
So
I don't care. I don't care
going on.
how rich you are. If you're the richest man in the world, you're going to notice $4 million just going missing from your funds somehow, some way. It's like this dude is clearly involved in baseball. Like, you know, the whole Pete Rose thing back in the day. They got to do something with this. They can't just let this.
They don't know
slot.
if he bet on baseball. That could be the issue right there. It's a big difference if he bets on baseball or if he's just placing bets. Or, like, here's what I want to know that no one's really said. How shitty of a gambler do you have to be to lose $4.5 million?
What about the dude from the Jaguars that was like stealing money from the team? Did you hear about this? He stole like 20-something mil from the squad, and like they didn't even notice that it was missing.
Yeah, the only reason he got caught is because somebody in the organization was like, "Yo, this dude gambles a bunch. I wonder where he gets all this money." And they started looking into. They're like, "Oh, he gets it from us. He gets it from the Jaguars."
So whoever the Jaguars have running their accounting departments, just give me a call because they clearly are dog shit.
Yeah, you're
someone who knows
missing
finance.
a couple zeros and decimals in there. And the other worst part about Otani is, like, he pretty much put all the blame on this guy. So now he's got to go to jail, right? He's got to go to federal prison. There's no other place to go when you take. I mean, and he came out last week or when it first broke and said that he knowingly lent him the money, and then a few hours later totally switched the story.
And then PR won't talk to people. They're not talking to anybody.
Yeah, they won't take any questions.
And they also made him sit down with ESPN, and then they didn't like what he said, and they're like, "No, he has nothing. We have nothing to do with that. We don't know what's going on."
Right.
Like everything's just very shady.
The great part is everything nowadays is documented. There's a paper trail for everything. There'll be text messages. It's not like they whispered it to each other in the desert, like in casino.
Yeah,
there's definitely it's all going to come out. So let's sit back and
enjoy Otani.
Yeah.
Well, you got to go with the Porter stuff that came out too.
Well, before I get to Porter, there's also like I know Bickerstaff, the coach, and Halliburton have recently came out and they were against gambling because they get heckled in the crowd to reach. Bickerstaff said the crowd yells at them to keep the starters in to either cover the spread or hit the over or whatever. I don't know. And Halliburton said, I just treat it like a prop bet, and people just talk down. Well, guys, that's the nature of the business. I mean, this shit's been going on for a while. And if the worst thing that happens to you as a pro is people get mad at you because you don't reach but you can't pay any mind to those people.
Seriously.
And if they're sending you death threats, send it to the authorities. It's yes, Betty Rock is in the storage room.
These pros are soft. Like, you see so many videos nowadays that you haven't seen in the past where these guys are in the front row heckling at the players, especially in basketball, and the players are going over to them like, "Yeah, get this guy out of here." Like, when have you ever seen this? And I feel like it happens when at least once a month now.
When there wasn't prop bets involved to yell at people, they used to get really personal, and they used to look into your personal life, and they find ways to get under your skin. That's what fans do. But
that's what fans should do.
Yeah. And
like that time, remember that time we went to the Sixers game? We got in Hero's head. Remember that?
Yeah.
We got in his head.
We ate him up. He was done that whole fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think he might have looked at us in the eyes on his way out, like, "You fucking bastards." That's what you do as a fan. As a good fan, you heckle. But these players nowadays, they're just so soft, dude, kicking people out. Like, granted, like, I'm sure if you were sitting in that front row, you got the means to, sit there and, like, if you lose and get kicked out, it's not that big of a deal. But you never know what could be the case. There could be like some guys like life savings that sit in the front row, and he wants to sit there and interact with the players, and he's getting kicked out. He just took his life savings and spent it on a ticket, and now he's getting kicked out for just having a little fun with the players. These guys are weak.
Example of that was when Isaiah Thomas, not the Pistons, the little Isaiah Thomas who just re-signed with the Phoenix Suns. When he went after the dude in the crowd, and the dude was like, "Dude, I just wanted a free Frosty, man. Like, nothing personal against you. I was just trying to get on. I wanted a free Frosty." And that was like the greatest. And that's how it is. It's the same thing with these prop bets. I just wanted to win a prop bet, dude. Like, I'm trying to get under your skin. Maybe you'll go for those extra 2 points next game.
Soft, man. Everybody's soft nowadays. These kids and I don't think are you a millennial? Are you maybe possibly? No, I'm not. I'm Gen X, but anyway, these millennials are a little on the soft side, man. Very soft.
Relax. Maybe we push that down there. What is it, Gen Z?
Yeah, whatever the ones
I
below
can talk
you guys.
some shit. I can let people. I take people talking shit too.
Yeah, I hate. By the way, I hate labeling generations like Gen Z. Like, I literally have no idea what the hell I am, and I don't care to know what any of the
such
others.
a Gen X thing to say.
I guess that would make you a boomer, probably. I guess.
Nah, you're like me. You're Gen X. So
you're a fucking boomer.
Don't label me. I don't like that.
Boomer.
There's definitely something to it, though. Anyway,
the worst guy out of all these prop bet or all these betting scandal guys is by far Jonte Porter. You see this, Rock?
I heard. I was like looking at it a little bit earlier, but
He was on a 10-day contract with the Toronto Raptors.
Mm-hmm.
His brother is Michael Porter Jr. for the Nuggets.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you needed some bank, you hit up your brother for. He's on a $400,000 contract.
Well, Mike Porter ain't getting paid like that yet. It is.
Every basketball player is on his
level.
Right. Google his contract. I guarantee he gets paid like 15, 16 mil a year.
All right.
Anyway, this guy sucks. He's like, he hardly plays. And 2 days that he played, he had the most bet props out of any player in the NBA on DraftKings, and they lost the most. And they all bet his under 3-pointers made, his under points, under rebounds, and under assists.
Oh.
And both of those games, he removed himself from the game. Once was because he hurt his eye or something, and the other because he was sick.
Michael Porter Jr., by the way, just signed a 5-year, $180 million contract.
Oh,
you need a couple dollars, Rock. Call your older brother, Michael. Be like, yo, man.
You don't know what kind of family situation they got going on there. He may hate his brother. He may be like this.
I don't care what your family situation is. You're so fucking lame if you purposely go under your points when you suck. If you're a really good player and you're like, yo, I'm gonna have one bad game, and let's hope nobody looks into it, and we'll see what. But this guy was obviously trying to hook up his buddies in the group chat. They were all like, "Yo, John Tay, man, it would be nice tonight if you just happen to not score." And
well, I'm sure I'm the lame one, because if I was him, I'd be the guy that's doing the unders for my boys and shit too. Why wouldn't you do that?
Because he's
parlay together.
He's a pro basketball player. You have to have respect for yourself.
Well, you can't be so obvious. I mean, if you're gonna do something like that, don't be so goddamn obvious, man.
I would tell
some of them tried to put 20 grand on it, and they'd cap them at $2,000.
Well, first of all, what kind of sports books are taking unders and overs on what's his name? Jonte?
I mean, most of them are, but DraftKings always, like, closer to game time, they start to add the lesser known players.
Well, shame on them for fucking taking over unders on Jonte Porter.
It's not shame on DraftKings. It's shame on the guy fixing his.
Rock, if I needed a couple thousand, you want to hit your unders for me if you're a professional?
Oh, hell yeah. Rocky B. Rocky B. I'm gonna make it look good though. Like,
you have a couple bad Mondays in a row, so then it's like a trend. Oh, look, things bad on Monday. You solely tell your boys.
He only had a Monday between the both.
He only had a 10-day contract, so a couple Mondays.
Have some respect. You want to flip this 10-day contract into a year contract? Score some fucking points. The funniest, Rock, you got to look up on Twitter. The one game he shot a 3, and it was such a bad shot, like he was trying to miss it on purpose, and it banked and went in. And then they cut his face, and it looked like, oh shit, I just lost about $400,000.
He was like,
like it wasn't the face of the guy who just.
Keith just talked about it in the chat there. You don't know what this guy's situation is, man. Maybe he's in it deep with the mob. He's in it deep with his who knows, man.
He's probably tied up with Ohtani. They're probably all connected.
Hell yeah. Well, Willie's saying he's always best the over.
Rock, there's no mob anymore. We're deep with what mob?
I had no idea, dude.
I didn't say that.
It's not like a mob in the old days. Like,
you don't know what this guy's situation is.
For Toronto Raptors. What's it? The Toronto mob he's in with?
You never know what people got going on in their life. You never would think
Raptor mascot.
First of all, back in the day, there was probably one of, if not the greatest athlete ever, Michael Jordan. He was known to put a couple dollars on the table, make a couple bets.
They killed
some people.
Dude, you believe anything anybody says.
Connect
but
it, man. You got to open your eyes.
If you don't think Mike took a couple dollars back in the day to brick a shot or two, then you
don't think Michael Jordan would pay whatever the fuck he owed so his father wouldn't get killed, the man has more money than anybody on the planet, and he even did back then too.
Oh yeah, I don't think that he got his dad killed,
and they're not going to do that to send a message.
What if he doesn't
lost a few dollars?
What if he doesn't like his dad?
But if you don't think Mike took a
boy up here.
If you don't think Mike took a couple of dollars on the side to brick a couple shots, I think you'd be foolish, man. Back in the day when you couldn't get caught, too, Mike definitely took some dollars.
Minor league baseball, and he stunk at he had to go down because he was fixing games.
There were no
exactly
back then. By the way, you can't bet college props in Pennsylvania. And I read today they're going to try and abolish college props altogether, which I think is a good idea because it's easier to get in, say, a Temple play. Like, let's just say hypothetically, a Temple basketball player. It's easy to get in their ear and get in their pocket and fix those guys than it should be for, say, a Jonte Porter loser.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's like if they really want this to go away, right? Like, what are the odds that a single player is going to impact the outcome of a basketball game, a football game, baseball game?
I love how you address this betting scandal with what are the odds?
Seriously though, what are the odds that a single player can honestly really
unless they're like Jordan? Pretty easy.
Yeah, unless they're like Jordan or something. But somebody like Jordan has so much money, like you said, they shouldn't be doing this. But what are the odds that Jonte Porter is going to impact the outcome of a basketball game, right? It's pretty low, right? So if these leagues and whatever teams want to really get rid of this whole issue, they just got to go to they kill him, but they just got to go to these sports books who, I'm sure a lot of them are in business with, and say, hey, we're not doing any more prop bets. We're only doing lines on games.
Then what am I going to do, Rob?
Keep it low.
Listen, I'm not saying
what is your problem?
I'm not saying this is what they want to do, but if they really want to get rid of it, that's how you do it. You get rid of the prop bets across the board. But that's never going to happen, and they really don't care. This Ohtani shit, nothing's going to happen to him because you know why? Because he brings in money, dude. Nothing's going to happen. If there's a dollar sign behind it, it's gonna slide. Now, if Ohtani was
if it's proof that he was gambling or even lying at this point, he'll probably get suspended. If he's gambling on baseball, he'll get kicked out of the league. They don't mess around with that kind of shit, Rock. Listen,
I think they're going to wash it somehow.
Baseball, we have the Philadelphia Phillies season coming up, and I figured what better person to have join us than bring him in. Todd Zalecki. Look at there. My man.
Hey, how are you?
What up?
Excellent. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing good. Good to see you.
At this point, I was thinking about it earlier. Are you the longest tenured beat writer in the Phillies clubhouse right now?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Look at that.
Salisbury,
you were. I remember when you just got hired, Todd. It was.
I know.
2007-ish. Is that right?
No, I've been covering the Phillies since 2003.
Oh, 2003.
Yeah, 2003. Yeah, but those first few years are somewhat forgettable, I guess.
Yeah.
When they started hitting their stride in 07, but yeah, it's been a long time, man.
No, that's I mixed you and me up when I started my stupid blog in 07.
Wait, before you guys start, are you in a room of baseball cards?
Yeah, so we had our third kid recently a year ago, and my office upstairs got moved into the basement. And it's just, there's no windows. It's just wood paneling. So I took all the baseball cards that was supposed to fund my retirement in the mid 80s. And I just was stuck home one day and I glued them all to the wall.
Got it.
Yeah.
So there's no gyms up on the wall there. There's no Babe Ruth rookie cards or nothing like that.
There's some good players up there, but they're all cards from the mid 80s. So they're all worthless.
Got it.
Now they're really worthless.
Now, how long were you in Florida? You just got back to Philly?
Yeah, I just got back to Philly on Monday. I was down pretty much the entire time. I got down there on February 13th. Family came down for a few days, had a few days off first week of March. Literally came home for a day and a half in the middle of the month, and then otherwise was down there the entire time.
You still enjoy that? Do you still get a rush going down to spring training every year?
It's I think everybody that does it yearly says the same thing. When you're really excited to get down there because the weather here just sucks and it's cold and it's gray. You get down there, it's sunny, the palm trees, the weather's fantastic. There's baseball, and then after a few days, you're going, all right, when do the games start? And then after a few of the games, because they're meaningless games for the most part. After a few games, you're going, oh my gosh, when is the season going to start?
Yeah,
so
I get it.
Finally, the season is here. Almost.
Yeah. And the strange part about this year's Phillies, usually you go down to spring training and you could see some new faces that you can maybe write a story on, like this guy came from. It's pretty much the same exact team from last year, except for Whit Merrifield and
I mean, you could throw Spencer Turnbull in there, you know, 'cause
yeah,
he made the opening. But yeah, you're right. It's very strange. I can't remember a team like this where there hasn't been a new significant face, I guess you could say, that's come on and joined the team. But you know, Dave Dombrowski thinks that by bringing back almost everybody, that you know they can win this whole thing. And so much of the postseason is just like luck. You know, I hate to say it, and
oh yeah, absolutely.
you know, it's just such a roll of the dice. And so he's going like, I think this team is good enough to win. You know, we're not going to blow it up. We're not going to inject all these different pieces. We're just going to hope if we stay healthy, we get a hot streak. Unlike last year they went cold in the last 5 games of the NLCS. I totally thought they were going to win the World Series after Game 2 of the NLCS.
Yeah,
I was like,
it was
I was
unbelievable.
talking to some of the other writers walking on the ballpark. I'm sure you guys felt the same way. I was like, this team is going to win the World Series. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. And then boom, it fell apart.
Yeah, it falls apart quickly. And like you said, pretty much the only thing a baseball team could do now is assemble a team that can make it to the postseason, put that run together, and then just hope that they get hot. Hope the pitching works out. Hope the bullpen starts clicking and they get some timely hits. That's what it's all about. Like, look, the Braves are like an incredible team, and 2 years in a row they couldn't beat us. I mean, it's a great thing and I think the continuity that the Phillies have is probably going to be a good thing. That there's not really many new faces. I'm sure they'll add at the deadline and make a couple trades, but pretty much what you see is what you're going to get.
Yeah, I think they're going to, they'll be aggressive at the trade deadline if they need something, because I think they know that there's a window with this group. You only have like 2 more guaranteed years of Real Muto, Suarez. Some of these guys are free agents, and you don't know if they're all going to come back. So, yeah, I think the continuity is good. These guys really do like each other in that clubhouse. Whatever background they're from, they all get along really well together. But you're right. You talk about the Braves. Look at the Dodgers the past few years. Look at the 2011 Phillies. They won 1 and 2, and then the Cardinals snuck in at on the last game of the season, and they bounced them out in the first round. The 2008 Phillies, they weren't the best team in baseball that year, but they got hot at the right time and they won the World Series. So I think that's what this team is hoping to. Build the best team you can possibly build. Just get in, and then hope that you catch fire at the right time.
I have a question, Todd. Do you think that the Phillies have what it takes to compete in the division this year with the Braves? Do you think they can win a division, or?
I think they can, and I say that because this is something that Dave Dombrowski has said. Last year they got off to a bad start. Harper was out, Ranger Suarez was out, and so they had Bailey Falter in the rotation, and Matt Strom was starting instead of pitching out of the bullpen. Schwarber, Turner, Real Muto lost a lot of time in spring training because of the WBC. So now they're pretty much all healthy, other than Taijuan Walker and Ryan Kirkring. And Trey Turner's not going to be trying to feel his way around again. He thinks he's going to be better, from the beginning. If they can get off to a good start, I think they can hang with the Braves. I do. Now, I think the Braves are the better team on paper. It's going to be hard to do, but they finished like 14 games back the last couple of years. Yeah. I think they're better than that. I mean, that postseason proved that they're better than that. And so I do think they can. I do think they can hang with them, and I do think they can maybe win the East. They're not favored, but I think they got a shot.
Now, any word on Kirkring? I really like his stuff. I think he's a great arm. I think could be a future closer, but I don't know. He got the flu, and
it was a weird illness. Like it's funny because early in March, we're like, there's so many guys that had not played, and you try to keep an eye on who's in the clubhouse and who's not, and this illness ripped through there for a while. It flu, and Kirkring basically said he had 103 fever, and then he was sick for several days. Basically, he was down for a week, and then he, takes you like a week or so to get built back up. Just losing strength and whatnot. So he's eligible to be activated as early as April 9th. And I think everybody expects that he'll be activated on April 9th. Taijuan Walker, though, is a totally different circumstance in terms of guys starting on the IL. But Kirkring should be back pretty soon.
And I was also surprised. I saw I don't know if it was a tweet from Major League Baseball or ESPN, but it ranked the top 10 bullpens in the majors, and it had the Phillies at number 1.
Feels good.
I mean,
hope it's
does,
true.
doesn't feel good. I
Is
don't.
it true? Is
I
it
don't
true?
trust any bullpen that.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. If like the projected WAR for whatever, and I get like people clown WAR a lot, and I use WAR a lot in my stories just because it's a way to kind of give a general number of how good somebody is. But I get it; it's not the end all be all. But they have these projections that project them to be the best bullpen, and I think the big reason why people project them to have a good bullpen, if not the best, but I would say definitely top 10, probably top 5. Is they just have a lot of guys that throw super, super hard, and it is really hard to hit high velocity. They had the hardest throwing bullpen in baseball last season. And once you get Kirkring back in there, he throws hard as well. If Connor Brogdon is, doing what he's supposed to do, he should be throwing harder than he is right now. But they have a lot of velocity. So if you have a lot of velocity, you're going to get a lot of guys out. And I think that's why those WAR projections like those guys, because they get a lot of swing and miss, high strikeout rates, and they're just tough to hit.
And now what do you think of Whit Merrifield? What's your how do you think he's going to fit in with the team? What position is he going to play mostly? I assume he's not going to hit much against righties, right?
Yeah, so I think the deal with Whit is he'll probably see most of his time in left and second base. If there's a tough lefty on the mound, Stotts maybe scuffling a little bit or just needs a blow. Same thing with Brandon Marsh. I think you could see Whit Merrifield in there. And so those are the two places I see him going the most. Now, if somebody, goes down for a game, he says if he gets like a day's notice, he thinks he can take down third base and first base if needed. And then the other thing I think you'll see him in is late in the game, Phillies down a run, tough right-hander in the mound, Johan Rojas is coming up. You might see Whit Merrifield pinch hit for him just to kind of give you maybe a more quality at bat because, I don't think they have real super high expectations about Rojas offensively. So I think that's what you could see kind of Merrifield do, take down some late inning at bats as well if needed.
Awesome.
What about the vibe of the team? So I'm sure you spend a bunch of time around the team and the players, and like what's their like energy, like what's their vibe? Are they like cocky, overconfident? Are they like, hey, we need to like get this done now? Like what's their vibe like right now?
Yeah, I think there's a little bit, so spring training, they came in definitely like, we kind of have a chip on our shoulder. We feel some urgency here. Bryce said at his first day, he said like there's a window with this team. We want to win while we still have this window. Not that he thinks that they're going to, they only got a couple years left, but like I said earlier, you have Real Muto, Suarez, some other key, Schwarber, they have 2 years. All those guys only have 2 years left on their deal. So, you want to try to get it done sooner rather than later. I think they know they should have beaten the Diamondbacks, just like everybody else does. And I think they felt like, oh my gosh, we let a great opportunity slip through our fingers here. But I think they felt the same thing. If they would have won the NL pennant, they feel like they could have taken down the Rangers or whoever they were going to play. And so there's an urgency there. There's a little bit of an edge there, maybe a little bit chip on their shoulder that there's some unfinished business. And, I don't think it really bothered them so much, but they heard a lot about, wow, you guys are running it back with the same group that fell short of you the last 2 years. And I think there was like, yeah, but we think we're really good and we think we can win. Just because we didn't do it the last 2 years doesn't mean we can't do it this year. So I think that's kind of that whole vibe of unfinished business, I guess you could say.
Todd, I don't want to hold you too long, but I got a couple more questions for you. Who would you say, since the team is pretty much returning as is, who would you expect to take the biggest jump, progression wise? Would it be like a Bryson Stott, Ranger Suarez? Would it be a bullpen guy or?
Yeah, my guy's Stott. I just, I've predicted some guys that they're going to be an all-star this year, and then they just totally just spit the bit. But I really think Bryson Stott's kind of like right at that edge of shooting off, as a potential all-star. I personally thought he should have won the Gold Glove last year. He didn't. Maybe because he wasn't as well known as some other guys, and some of the
Yeah, it's
voting.
usually a named thing, the Gold
Yeah,
Glove.
I mean, Bobby Bray won a Gold Glove one year. Rafael
Yeah.
Cabrera won a Gold Glove one year, and he DH'd all year one year with Baltimore. But I think Stott was hitting like 300 early August, and then he struggled the last 6-7 weeks. He's been working a lot on a lot of different things this spring, and I feel like he's the type of guy that he can have a big year and take off offensively. And if he does, I mean, what a huge boost that would be. So he'd be kind of like my pick for breakout year.
I do think people are underestimating the fact that we get Harper to start the year this year. We didn't have that last year. I mean,
I do have a question with the Harper. Do we have to worry about his back, or is that you think that's a thing we have to worry about this season, or it's just a little tweak?
So when I talked to him a couple times about it, and he did not sound worried about it at all. But that said, he has had a history of back issues, so I always think it's something worth monitoring. But he's going to start the season healthy, and going back like to your point of starting the season with Harper, I agree 100%. Like just having him healthy and ready to go. He's not going to be feeling for a swing. He's not going to be trying to get himself back in shape. He's at full strength. To have that is just a huge.
If I remember correctly, he started off pretty slow when he came back last year, didn't he?
Totally, yeah. And he had this really long homerless drought. I can't remember how many games it was, but it was insanely long where teammates were like goofing on him about it after he hit a home run. So, so having him back to start the season is huge.
And then let me ask you, I thought it was really weird what happened with the opening day starter. Nola's been the opening day starter here for 12 years? It might be longer than that.
No, it was 6 years in a row. 6 years in a row for Nola.
Oh, that's it? 6 years?
Yeah, 6. Yeah.
Right. Well, usually if you have a streak like that, you don't give it up to somebody else. It's kind of a rare thing. I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that where they take it away from somebody where you really didn't diminish skill-wise enough to do that. I'm surprised that happened, and I'm also surprised that if it was offered to Zach, he didn't say, you know what, let Aaron do it. I know in the grand scheme of things, it means nothing, but I just thought that was
it's funny because I actually thought the same thing because people like Wheeler's going to get it. Wheeler's going to get it right. I said, I don't know. Nola's got that streak, and baseball loves its history, and they love traditions, and will they take it away from him? But in talking to Nola. And I think he expressed the same thing to Rob Thompson. He's like, just let Zach have it. I mean, he's deserved it, and they're real tight. Zach and Aaron Nola, like they're friends, and Aaron is so laid back. I don't think it bothered him at all. Like I said,
right? Yeah,
he told us too as well. I think Zach should have it, and we said, well, what about the streak? He goes, I don't care about the streak.
That's pretty cool.
It is cool. It is cool.
Let's welcome Jesse Rendell live from Barbados. He was kind enough to join us post dinner.
Listen, I'm like, there's no way they can do this without me. It's going to be hell in a handbasket. And you got Todd Zalecki on to talk about the Phillies. I mean,
we're having a nice combo until you interrupted us.
You're fired, Jess. You're fired. Bro.
Listen, I've been down here like totally out of the mix. I don't know anything that's going on. I saw they postponed the game, right? Is that what happened?
That's correct.
Yes, right. Good call. Get us out of there. Don't make people go down tomorrow and get them all angry.
No.
So I'm actually going to be back tomorrow, but how like you come back from vacation and you have to dig out from all the crap that you put off for a week. Part of me wants to just say, screw all that. I'm going to opening day, but I don't think it's a good idea. So I might have to opt out.
Yeah, most of the stuff we do isn't a good idea.
Yeah,
Just
you only live once, dude.
That's true. How are you guys? How's everybody feeling? Are you excited for the Phils?
I think
so.
Yeah,
I'm fired up over here, buddy.
Oh yeah. Are you digging in this year, Rock?
Possibly. I'm not sure yet.
You're not sure. You're going to see how they start. Well, if they start like they've started in the past couple of years, you can just totally bail. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll pick it up when I need to.
I think we should figure out a way to have him have to commit. He has to invest something like emotionally early on. He can't just be able to decide whether he's going in or out. We have to let's
Here's
think.
one way to make him invest. He's got to put a name on the back of his blank Phillies jersey.
That's right.
He's got to invest financially on a player, and if he gets
Who should I
traded-
get? Who should I get? Todd. In
Let's
case
ask
you're
Todd.
probably
Todd.
curious.
It's
You're
Scott.
probably
It's
like,
Scott,
Yeah.
dude.
He said Stotts his guy.
you're probably curious. Like, so I'm not a big baseball fan. It's
Okay.
like, I'm a bandwagoner when it comes down to baseball, but I'm a Phillies fan because I'm a Philadelphian. But I know absolutely nothing about baseball. I try to pretend like I know, but I get caught up in the excitement. It's like anybody else does in the city. Once
If
they
they're
like,
good.
if they're good, but if they're
I couldn't
shit,
tell
like
by the hell was your vibe in the clubhouse question. He thought you were a huge
So
baseball
are
guy.
you the type of guy then like you wouldn't want to get a Harper, right? Because that'd be too easy.
Yeah, it's too corny. It's
You
too
would want to
corny.
get somebody more random.
Yeah,
Like,
so I need something though. Like nobody on this team I'm really vibing with. I got to go back to I'm probably going. I need to get a Jimmy Rollins or something like that.
Okay.
I'm old school. Yeah, I need to get something like that. But if it was a current player, who should I go with other than Kirkring?
I'm trying to think other than Kirkring. I mean, I don't know why he popped in my head, but Alvarado I think would be like a cool random.
That's crazy. I was just thinking the same thing,
Dude
but here's the
throws
problem.
102. He's super fun. He can
Get
beat,
you a meat.
he's intimidating on the mound. He's got a great personality. I mean,
I
I
was
know that he has
thinking-
an Alvarado. You don't see anybody walking around with an Alvarado.
I don't even know who the fuck Alvarado is.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Now when you see me, you go, oh, that's the guy I was talking about.
You shouldn't be able to admit something like that. That is disgraceful. I
Why?
was thinking Alvarado as well.
Keeping it
but I
real,
know
buddy.
Rock, he's not going to want to buy somebody's jersey that may not be here for a long time. So
Oh,
we
definitely.
got to make
not.
sure, Alvarado's going
Okay.
to be sticking around for a while.
Yeah, he's signed for a couple more years. So, I think I have to check his contract now. I know he signed a contract extension last year. So
We're getting you a DH gate Alvarado.
All right, I'm ready for it. I'll rock that.
Now, Todd, do you have any opinion on these New Jerseys that came out this year? How bad is the little writing on the back? You could barely.
yeah, so the names on the back of the jersey are so small, and it's noticeable. Now, I will say, like, being in the clubhouse and seeing the players kind of walk through, that's the only thing that really jumps out at me. Now, they'll say like that's really lighter, and I've heard some talk that they don't fit quite right, or some of the, if they slide, they're tearing, the pants are tearing, or the jerseys are tearing. I would like to see the names a little bit bigger on the back, just because I guess I'm used to it. But other than that, I really generally don't notice anything else other than that, in terms of like, I don't go, oh my gosh, that looks like, because I've heard some people say like, oh, that looks like a knockoff jersey. I can't tell that part. Just the naming on the back, I wish it was just a little bit bigger. The name that kind of pops out at me when I see it, I go, oh yeah, the names are smaller, is Castellanos, because it's kind of really small and they're spread out so much.
Yeah.
I feel like before it was bigger and it kind of filled the whole back of the jersey.
Well, Todd, thanks a lot for joining us, man.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks
Have
for
a
having
great
me.
upcoming season. We'll see you at the bank this year.
I got one of your Schwarber. I bought one of your. I bought my wife one of the Schwarber T-shirts last
I
year.
know.
yeah.
My man.
Nice.
Huge
I
fan.
The
appreciate it.
original.
She loves
Thanks for going with
the
the OG.
the original Schwarber T-shirt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, we are going to set up last year we had an opening day tailgate. I think, right? The trade day thing we did, it got moved around too. I can't remember what happened. Oh, because this year we can't do it for opening day, but we are going to have a City Pigeons Phillies tailgate. We're going to blow it out. When
Saturday,
we do
May
you
6th.
work? But Todd, you probably have to work, right, for the home
Yeah.
game. You can't. Yeah, like you
I
can't
could
come
try
to
to
the.
You can't come in the parking lot and drink, can you?
Yeah, that I can't do. Believe me, there's been from
Damn
like
it.
2015 to 2019. I probably could have snuck out. Nobody would have cared.
Call out
All
sick
right.
one game.
Well, if you know
and
any-
hang with us.
Keep me posted if I can.
If you know
stop
any
by.
like real up and coming guys.
Yes.
All right, we'll figure it out one way or the other.
Yeah, awesome, man. Well, thanks, guys. This is fun.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Todd. Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for joining
Thanks,
us. Todd.
dude.
Have fun.
Later.
Later.
Take care.
Yeah, before we move on, real quick, you guys threw me in. I guess I'm not saying you guys. This is my suggestion, but I'm in the freaking
Wow.
storage closet
amazing.
to avoid like any sound problems. And there's a full blown like concert going on behind me. Can you guys hear that?
No, what are you talking about?
Are you serious?
Yeah, we hear it through the walls, right?
All right. I was making sure that, like,
No.
Jess,
Yeah,
you
I
can't
don't
hear it
think
on your
it's,
side, though.
I don't
cool.
think it's coming out over the thing.
What is
I
that?
believe the Sixers game just went to
No.
halftime. Is that right?
42 seconds.
42
Yeah.
seconds left. So coming up within the next 10 minutes or so, Chili Bets single game parlay.
Jess, what's popping down there in Barbados, man? Where's
Yeah,
Radical
I guess
Squirrel at, by the way?
gambling apps don't work down there, Jess.
Wow.
Did you see any Barracudas?
We just asked him 4 questions at once.
I think Jess has a terrible
We just
dilemma.
had some dinner. You know what? My wife actually ate barracuda the other night, Fink.
How was it?
I haven't seen any barracudas, luckily. Seen some turtles, some tarpon, very large fish. My head is like, I can't, it's probably going to all peel off as soon as I get home. I'm holding it together. Everything's good. Radical Squirrel, we had dinner together. We had a nice sunset.
guys kiss?
Kind of voyage down to this beach, little surfing, there was no none of that, Fink. Come on, man, please. But no, everything's good. Ready to go, ready to get back, ready to jump right into this whole Phillies thing. My wife is not ready to get back, she says.
Yeah, we heard her.
That's a smart
Yeah,
move.
I don't
I
blame
wouldn't
This is
want
the
to come
beer of
back either.
Barbados, gentlemen. Thanks. Oh, can you hear me? I feel like I
Lloyd
can.
Banks.
You got
Yeah,
a
we
little bit of a delay, Jess. That's what's
Yeah.
going on here.
Yeah, I
So-
think we're delayed
How's the
on
weather?
your end. It seems like you're
The
having
weather's-
a few extra seconds to answer us.
Yeah, the weather sucks up here right now, Jess. It's about 40
All right.
degrees,
Outside, you should go
cold
inside.
and rainy.
How's the weather?
He just.
It's coming through. He might have a deep delay.
How's the weather going to be for opening day on Friday?
I don't know if we can do
55?
this.
55 sunny with 15-mile-per-hour winds up to 30.
How's the weather going to be for opening day?
Yeah, this is weird.
Jesse, you're
Oh
about
my
to
God, are
get
you
booted.
serious?
Jess, we kind
All
of.
right, I'm going to leave. I
Yeah,
tried.
I think the
I
We
tried.
appreciate the
Yeah.
effort, Jess. I wouldn't have tried from
Love you
Barbados.
guys, though.
yeah, good effort, bud.
Get
We'll
in the
smell you
hot
when we
tub,
get back.
you coward.
Yeah.
See, Trev
You're
knows.
the only
Trev,
one of us who doesn't go live via satellite from vacation and not in a hot tub.
Whoa, this is a weird angle.
yeah, Jess, just exit out. Fink, get rid of him. Fink, throw him out of there. Trev knows. He said things fall apart when Jess joins. You know. I wonder,
Yeah,
Trev, are you down there with them guys or not? He's probably not down there.
That show was on the rails so good until Jesse came on. And
I know, right?
Usually it falls apart with, I don't know. I'm just saying.
We need to have a chat with that guy when he
We
gets back.
appreciate him trying to join us from beautiful Barbados.
Yeah. But yo,
That's
shout
another
out Todd
place
for
that I
joining
can
us,
fit
man.
in.
Shout out Todd for joining us and talking Phillies.
That's right, Oak Mode. This is our show now.
Yeah, Todd's the man. I remember when I first started doing blogs and for the Phillies and shit back in like 07, 08. He'd help me out so much. Like he'd link to my stupid stories. He was really cool to me, which he didn't have. Like none of those guys had to be. But like I said, he started back in like 03, and now he's the. I mean, I guess 21 years is a long time now, but he's the longest tenured Phillies beat writer.
Damn.
And he still seems like a real young dude.
Yeah, he looked like a young guy. I don't know. I was like, I mean, I heard his name a bazillion times. I didn't know who the hell he was, but good guy.
He wrote for the
the
Inquirer forever, and then when MLB.com kind of went to hire writers for the teams, they acquired him.
So what's everybody's feeling for the Phillies this year? I'm saying World Series. Me being the baseball, expert that I am, I'm going World Series. We got the number one bullpen in the league apparently. We already got we already know we got the hitting. So what else we
Ross
need?
taking all the notes from the time. He's like, yeah, I think Douglas going to take a leap. We got a bullpen.
We got this guy.
Alvarado guy's throwing heat.
Yeah, we got this guy Alvarado. He's a cannon. We got Wiz. What's his name? Whitman.
Wiz without.
You got this guy coming in.
Whit Merrifield.
Whit Merrifield.
I think the Phillies. I don't know if they're going to win a division, but I think it's going to be the same thing. Wild card. I think we're going to be in a race at the end, but I just got to get in the playoffs. We've seen what happened the last 2 years. Just get in.
It's a lot easier to get into the playoffs now. We have 3 great pitchers at the top of our rotation. All the experts are saying Ranger Suarez is due to have a huge year. Nola and Wheeler are always solid.
And that's what you need. You need them 3 guys to go in there, throw some fucking heat. You got a sharp bullpen.
And we got a great lineup.
Score some runs.
Even when some of those guys go on their inevitable slumps.
You have other guys that are there who should pick you up. So you shouldn't and you have Whit Merrifield off the bench, which is upgrade over anybody we had last year coming off the bench.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a great year, man. I'm excited.
I was going to do some
I bleed red, you know.
I was going to do some season-long prop bets for baseball, and then I remembered I did my season-long prop bets for football live on City Pigeons in that Anthony Gargano episode, and I looked back. I think they were 0 for 6. Thankfully, I only actually put one of them in, but
we're going to pull that tape and.
No, you don't have to pull it. I just told you.
I know. I want to know who they were, though. What did you have?
I took Jordan Love's under on touchdowns thrown. I think he was.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. He was over by like 3 weeks.
I took Devontae Smith to get 1,250 yards receiving, and he didn't. I took Jalen Hurts to win MVP and to throw for over so many touchdowns, and he didn't do either one.
We're fading Meech this year in football for long term.
Yeah. Future bets are stupid anyway. They take fucking 6 months, 7 months to come to fruition. Most of the time, like I remember last year.
Did we get a?
Not yet. Last year, Marcus Stroman was pitching like a no-hitter against the Rays, and he was doing really good. And I looked at that second. I looked on FanDuel, and his odds were like plus 6,000 to win the Cy Young. So I put $20 on it. But then for the rest of the year, every time I open up my bets. And I look in there, I see Marcus Stroman to win Cy Young. I'm like, why did I put this stupid fucking bet in? Even if it wins, I don't feel like looking at it every day. So I don't like bets. If I do, I usually do it on an app that I rarely go on. Like I'll do it on. I like FanDuel.
You
so
hear us, FanDuel, make a separate folder,
a futures tab.
Future,
yeah, perfect. He's simple.
We gave you that idea for free. Take it, FanDuel. Take it, DraftKings.
Instead, they're going to pay fucking unfunny ass Kevin Hart $25 million to go overdogs. Like, dude doesn't even know that overdogs is a thing. He says overdogs. It's the favorite and underdog. There's no overdogs, you fucking idiot.
I think that's part of the whole thing.
No, he doesn't know, dude. I thought that originally too, and the more I watched the commercial, I was like, this dude really thinks there's overdogs. He really thinks it's a thing. I'm telling you, he doesn't know anything. Yeah. He imitates that stupid practice rant and the Jimmy Johnson. How about them Cowboys? Nothing's original or funny.
I'm not a fan either.
Rock, let me ask you something. Kendrick's your boy, right?
Yeah, I like Kendrick.
You like that? Mm-hmm. Like I don't like Drake, and I'm not really like I think Jake.
Like Drake?
And I'm not really a J. Cole fan. He's good and everything, but I'm not interested in his shit. I'd rather listen to some old 90s stuff. But anyway, did you like that diss? I thought it was corny.
It was corny. Yeah. Crazy. It's very very cryptic and it's too much.
He rhymed so hard, like, oh, I really said something here. And
yeah. It's like that's the kind of thing that like if I had just heard it without the knowing the context behind it, I would have no clue that he was talking about them.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't think people want to really care about our Kendrick versus J. Cole.
Well, we care.
I do care. Yeah. Anyway, I you know what happens when these kind of things come out? It's like usually Kendrick's probably got some sort of album coming out soon or something like that, or one of these guys got something coming out soon. And this is all just a publicity stunt. That's what happens with these rappers now. They're all buddies behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Especially. Oh, we got a bet coming in. Yeah, I might need to turn my camera for a second because I need to place
this one's the bomb. Like the
Chili.
It's the real long shot. This one. Can you get that in there? Look at that.
So you gotta get closer. Okay. Yeah. James Harden. I see his bum ass name up there.
Under
twice.
205 and a 5. Harden 20. Harden 4 threes. Tobias 20. Tobias 3 threes.
Harden 20.
Are you sending that to the City Pigeons Twitter thing so we can just hit that link? Boom, bada bang. How it works, however that works. Is that happening?
Harden, Tobias, 3 threes.
Yeah, just pardon me while I put this in and send it to the City Pigeons group text.
Boom! There's a
Love
chili
it.
bet under 205.5. Harden 20 points. Harden 4 threes.
Now, just a heads up,
Tobias 20.
I'm not
Tobias 3 threes.
I'm not using my in FanDuel. You should have a live bet bonus. I'm not using it on this. I'm sure there'll be a lower one.
It's a 30% live bet bonus. Live bet bonus.
Yo, while we're doing the bets here, right?
Let's hear it.
How do you guys are you guys over March Madness? I'm already over it.
You know what, dude? I forgot to fill in a bracket this year, and it was no like I'm not filling out. It was no like stunt. Like,
Yeah.
I just literally forgot to fill one out, and I feel so free. Like I don't give a shit who wins any of the games. It's
Yeah, I feel like March Madness at this point it's just it's I'm not gonna say it's run its course, but it's overrated at this point. And maybe I'm rocking the boat a little bit, but I'm over March Madness. Nobody knows anything about college ball anymore.
Because no one stays anymore.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like at this point
Now I sound like a boomer.
No, it's
Yeah,
why
you do.
Kentucky loses. It's because it's easier for a bunch of seniors to win together and beat 4 freshmen nowadays.
right.
Jesse is currently third place in my bracket pool right now.
So if you guys were listening last week, which I don't know how many people listened, but I went with the analytics picks, and they are terrible. So in the future, if you're going to be joining any March Madness pools, I would suggest not using the analytics picks. I think I'm done with March Madness brackets and stuff next year, though. I'm done. I feel like now, you know what? I'm hearing a lot I'm not against it at all, but I feel like the women's tournament is just as exciting as the men's tournament. They got more personalities in the women's game right now. I know that Caitlin Clark.
I think I watched like 2 complete women's games almost, and they were good.
It's like I can just off the top of my head, I don't know their names, but the girl from USC who's the freshman girl,
Juju.
Juju. You got the Caitlin Clark girl. You got the girl from LSU that they were bickering with last year. What's her name? Whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. And then you got the big girl from Iowa State. Like those are all different personalities from college basketball or women's college basketball. And I know nobody from men's college basketball other than DJ Wagner because he's from the area. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just feel like the college basketball game is just really going downhill.
Yeah, with the transfer portal and all that.
Yeah, it's just corny nowadays.
Like Lynn Greer, his son's going to be on his 3rd team in 3 years. He's just flying through that portal.
We heard a portal story last week, something close to the City Pigeons. You know what I mean? Like it's these kids just bouncing around, trying to find what they think is their best opportunity or their the best thing for them, but they don't really know what the hell's going on. Anyway, what else we got? We got another bet? Sorry. That was random as hell.
Not yet. So far, just the one, but I'll keep an eye out on it. He might add a second.
What was that? So you got James Harden stinking up the joint. Toby doing something right. All right, I might put this in. I got to turn my camera for a second. I'm sorry, guys.
I put it out on the Twitter with the link in there. And thanks again to Chili Bets for letting us do this. Dude.
Yeah, shout out Chili Bets.
We love you, Chili Bets.
They're the great.
Chili Bets.
Anybody got anything else before we
going
get this?
into the Chili Baby Back Rib song? And
I was.
Switch to bets.
Chili
Baby Back Bets.
Baby Back Bets. I like that.
We'll workshop that. Maybe we could sell them a jingle. Like what John Stamos used to do in Full House, sell jingles.
Not.
Yeah, who used to actually I don't want to say sell jingles, but
Joey.
I think would write some of these commercials.
He was a comedian.
What?
Our own. I said who used to write jingles or was involved in some of that kind of stuff is our own Jesse Rendell.
Uncle Jesse and Uncle Jesse Rendell.
Jesse,
no,
our
City Pigeon. I'm pretty sure Jesse I could be wrong about this, but I think one of his first jobs after college was working for an ad agency or something, and he was doing some writing for some of these
commercials
that are involved in that.
Jesse,
he's the one that came up with
save me from the hoagies, please.
Jesse came up with 800 Empire. 800
He came up with What's the one that my man
AARS.
Larry David's always singing? The J.G. Wentworth.
Yeah, called J.G. Wentworth. 177 cash now.
Yeah. Oh man, we're off the rails here. We need that bet to
That's
come
all right.
in
I
ASAP.
like being off the rails.
No, we're not.
This is
I
what
was
happens when your parents leave for the weekend.
Yeah, I
You
know.
steal
What?
their stash, you know? Wait, what?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What are you talking about? What else is going on this week? This fucking
What
weather,
else is in the
dude.
news? Lindsay Lohan's in the news.
Oh, you know who's in the news? We all know who's in the news.
P. Diddy's in the news.
Oh my god, that's what Jess is really doing down there, guys. If we really want to be honest with you,
Jesse's a lawyer and he's repping.
he's repping P. Diddy down there. There's a whole situation down there in Barbados. So
The next two guys I want to get caught are Patton Oswalt and John Travolta. I know those two dudes are up to the shadiest shit in the world.
He said Patton Oswalt. He did kill his wife, didn't he?
Yeah. I mean,
Not
even allegedly. No one looked into it. Yeah. Did you ever hear the Patton Oswalt story?
nah, I'm like I don't even know who the hell Patton Oswalt is.
You know,
He's
if
a-
you saw his face, you'll know who
He's
he
a
is.
comedian. He was in a bunch of shows. He's in that stupid new Ghostbusters movie. Anyway, I'm just laying out facts. I'm not putting anything else out.
Allegedly.
He was married to these are all facts. They're not alleged.
Okay.
And then you draw your own conclusion.
Okay.
He was married to a woman who wrote murder mystery novels. That was her job.
Mhm.
She died mysteriously. They don't know. They think she overdosed on sleeping pills.
Okay.
But that's kind of shady. Like immediately after that, Pat Oswalt starts dating some other girl and then marries her.
What?
No one ever looked into it. So I mean,
It goes into a lot deeper than he gave you the clip.
yeah, I
notes.
gave you the 45-second version.
Yeah, I'll look it up when we're done here. Patton Oswalt, but
and
I find it
John Travolta. I mean,
They're all in Barbados.
you
we
know
just said
he's-
that. Come on, Trevor. Jesse's down there with Diddy.
all right, we got any more bets coming in? Because
no, I don't think so. I think we might have to go betless for the rest.
Rock is like, yeah, all right, we're getting out of here. He's done.
Yeah,
Let's
dude.
just hope that this one.
I need to put this one in basically, and I can't
Well,
figure
do
it out. Wow.
What are you waiting for the next one to put the first one in for? Put the first one in, and if the second one comes,
I think if I do it, I'll be going off the. You know, I'm working off of it
already. Look, you lost out.
God damn it! Let's end the show right now. I'm pissed off.
Yes.
And that's what we have for this episode of City Pigeons.
So wait, I can't
No,
put this.
I'm
fucking
sorry
bet in
for
right now.
not getting a second bet.
Damn it!
Let's hope that one hits. If you still have your 30% off, make something creative with your own one on the next bet. You know what to
What
do.
time's the next halftime?
Uh,
Yeah, you ain't got nothing coming up. Detroit,
Indiana,
Minnesota.
Chicago, Detroit, Minnesota. We'll figure something
We'll
out.
tweet it out. We got
Yeah,
Twitter,
tweet
we got social media.
Possibly.
Let's get crazy, possibly, if there's something there. All right, well, Meech.
Yeah.
Had fun.
Good job.
Thank you, Todd, Jesse, Rocky, our boy Rock in the
Shout out to
storage room.
Barbados Jesse, the island boy.
Shout out to everybody who
Island
tuned
boy.
in.
Shout out to Mark and Tom. We miss you here, fellas.
Wherever you guys are. You
Shout
shitty
out if you
bastards.
need any legal advice, if you need any legal help, Mark Goodhart's your man. Go to 1-888-GOODHEART. I don't know. I just made that up.
Call
Just look it up in the-
J.G. Wentworth.
Pull out the yellow pages. Go in your mother's closet. Pull out the fucking yellow pages. And look,
How do you
look
know
up
my
Goodhart.
mom has yellow pages? In the
Every
closet?
mom has yellow pages. In the top shelf of the closet where you hang the coats. That's where the yellow pages is.
Don't forget about what we have going on down there every weekend, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Listen,
Next in
I
line
think
comedy.
I think this between us, if they have one this Friday, I think I'm going to finally be brave enough to go.
No,
5 minutes.
really.
I think so.
Make sure I'm
I
here
pretty
for
much
that.
finalized. I'm good. I'm ready to go.
Meech was
You guys
there.
heard it here first. Mike Meech is going to have his stand-up comedy debut.
Next
the
up is a
Coop.
Netflix special, right?
As
after that.
he's going to go to the home opener, get so drunk,
At the-
fall asleep,
at the
and not
Coop
come to the
this
show.
I'm not
Friday
going to the
night.
home opener.
Yet.
At the Coop this Friday night. This guy will. That's a possibility. That's
And even if
we'll-
I don't
we'll
do
confirm
it,
that.
there's really funny comics that are here. I don't even know if it's open mic on Friday, so maybe I'll just bum rush the stage like ODB and the Grammys.
All right,
Wu-Tang is for the children.
let's go.
Yes, thank you everybody for joining us. We appreciate you guys tuning in every week.
I don't appreciate you guys.
I
joining in.
do. Deep down
He does.
inside, I'm a nice guy. I promise you that.
He appreciates
think
you. You guys annoy me. Everyone that tuned in.
We
annoys
love
me.
you. See you
Adios.
guys.
Donate.